Live from the Breaking News Center, this is Kps Insider Update.
This is Mirjalal Jorai for international news.
This is Shauram Zakhudakul for local news.
This is Vafaqulva Dilnura for school news.
This is Nigina Nurmatova for science and technology.
This is Murtazaif Mirkamal for sports news.
This is Nilufar Savarava for entertainment news, and this is Kps Insider. Our headlines for today, March 20, 2025. For international news, we have largest drone attack of war hits Moscow region. For local news, Chinese company to establish an educational and vocational training center in Uzbekistan. For school news, Nowruz Feast 2025. For science and technology, Bruce McCandless makes history with first unearthed spacewalk. For sports news, Uzbekistan's women's national football team secured third consecutive title at the CAFA U17 Women's Championship. For entertainment news, Netflix's 320 million sci-fi blockbuster is Soulless Dump.
For international news, largest drone attack of war hits Moscow region. Russian officials say at least 2 people have been killed and 3 injured in the Moscow region, in what appears to be the largest drone attack on the Russian capital Ukraine has launched so far during the war. A further 18 people, including 3 children, were injured, Russian media reports citing health officials. Regional Governor Andrei Vorobyov says the casualties were in the towns of Vidnoye and Domodedovo, just outside the capital, and included 50-year-old men who died in hospital. State news agency TASS reports that 91 of the 337 drones were shot down over the region.
Local news. Chinese company to establish an educational and vocational training center in Uzbekistan. The initiative was discussed during an online meeting facilitated by the Consulate General of Uzbekistan, involving the Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Innovation of Uzbekistan, the Migration Agency and the Chinese company JC Finance Interconnect Holdings. During the negotiations, the parties discussed the development of retraining and qualification enhancement programs for specialists in Uzbekistan based on advanced international standards. The parties also exchanged views on allocating scholarships for Uzbek students to study at leading universities in China and the selection process for candidates. At the conclusion of the meeting, it was agreed to organize a visit by representatives of JC Finance Interconnect Holdings to Uzbekistan. During this visit, meetings will be held with relevant ministries and agencies to discuss the establishment of the Education and Vocational Training Center.
School news, Nowruz Feast 2025. On March 17, we celebrated Nowruz with a joyful and colorful event at our school. Everyone, including international teachers, wore a traditional clothes, making the atmosphere even more festive. We played exciting games like Tag of War and Kimoladiyo Shugunaniyo, where international teachers had to pick up a traditional hat using only their mouths. There were also delicious traditional foods, and judges scored as stage performances, food and games. The event was filled with laughter, teamwork and cultural pride, making it a truly unforgettable Nowruz celebration.
For science and technology, Bruce McCandless makes history with first untethered spacewalk. February 7, 1984. NASA astronaut Bruce McCandless II became the first person to conduct a free-floating spacewalk, venturing 100 meters from the Space Shuttle Challenger using the manned maneuvering unit. His 6-hour, 17-minute EVA demonstrated the potential of untethered movement in space, paving the way for future missions like Hubble Space Telescope repairs. A former US Navy pilot and Apollo 11 Capcom McCandless contributed to Skylab and shuttle programs, shaping modern spacewalking techniques. His daring flight remains an iconic symbol of human exploration and technological progress. McCandless safely returned to Challenger, proving astronauts could maneuver untethered space. His achievement paved the way for modern EVAs, influencing ISS construction and satellite repairs. Today, his legacy lives on in space exploration and astronaut training.
Uzbekistan's U17 women's national football team has triumphed once again, securing their third consecutive title at CAFA U17 Women's Championship. The tournament, held in Dushanbe, Tajikistan from March 4 to March 8, saw Uzbekistan dominate the championship with their impressive performances. The young Uzbek squad showcased an outstanding teamwork, skill and determination, defeating strong opponents from across Central Asia. This highlights the country's commitment to develop young talent and the growing strength of women's football in Uzbekistan. Fans and officials have praised team's success, calling it as a significant milestone for Uzbek football. With this victory, Uzbekistan continues to establish itself as a regional powerhouse of women's football.
Entertainment news, we have Netflix's $320 million sci-fi blockbuster is Soulless Dump. Netflix's $320 million sci-fi blockbuster is Soulless Dump and a hit. Netflix's latest big-budget film, The Electric State, starring Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt, is one of the most expensive movies ever made and had some of the most scathing reviews in recent memory. But that doesn't mean it will flop. Film critics haven't minced their words when delivering their verdicts on The Electric State. It is a target eyesore and top-dollar tedium, said The Times. It's slick but dismally soulless, declared The Hollywood Reporter, while The New York Times called it obvious, garish, and just plain dumb. Pace pointed out its eye-watering budget, calling it as the most banal way you can spend $320 million. Warring to the theme, the magazine summed it up as one hell of an artistically neutered, sanitized boondoggle. There have been some kinder reviews. Empire said it was breezily watchable and worth 3 stars, while The Telegraph awarded 4 stars to the Spielbergian treat. But overall, its 15% Rotten Tomatoes score is a meager return for any major film, especially one costing such a lot. The $320 million figure has been widely reported, but neither confirmed nor denied by Netflix. It would make The Electric State the most expensive streaming film ever. Critics' opinions, however, have become more irrelevant in the streaming age. The bad reviews didn't stop The Electric State from going straight to number 1 on Netflix's chart after its release on Friday.
Mirjalol Jo'rayev.
Shahram Mirzo Xudoykulov.
Gulnura Faqulova, Nigina Nurmatova,
Murtazaev Mirkamal.
Nilufar Sivarova. Our news was brought to you by KPS Newscast team. We hope to see you next week for more updates.